Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Come on in.
It's Your Best You time. I'm Reverend Dr. Kathleen Fennedy.
And I'm Joan Kazmarzik.
Yeah, we're quite the team. We've been here doing Your Best You for quite some time now, and we're coming to, I guess this is the show before the last show of the season for the summer. Can you believe it? It's
Wow.
Amazing, isn't it, how fast July went? This is actually the last day of July.
Yeah.
And, remember to do your rabbit first thing in the morning before your feet hit the floor.
Why don't you tell some people, in case they don't know, what does rabbit mean?
Oh, no, I'm not giving that up.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
No. If you're curious enough, you can search it out. That will give you something to look up and figure out. And then that way you have something, to investigate, to locomote towards. But yeah, just remember to do your rabbit, and that should be enough for you to go look that up, I would think.
I would think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away.
I looked it up.
So here we are. You have to have surprises too, and you have to have things that you've searched for, so that you can say yourself, it's not that somebody told you, but you got a hint and you went and looked. Well, that's pretty much with everything, it's a cool thing. All right, so it's Chakra 4, green.
And we're quite surrounded by that today.
Oh yeah, I brought out all my
Yeah.
monkey plants. And the reason why I brought them all out was because they're in stages. And also Ruby's here. Crystal is
Spread out on the floor.
has her husky fluff and stuff spread effusely, profusely, everywhere
Yes.
you go. The fluff is. Yeah, I brought the singing bowl because it's the heart chakra. And all the time with the heart chakra, I like to bring the singing bowl because this is chakra 4. This bowl is tuned to the vibrational frequency of the tonality of the heart chakra. So every chakra has a vibrational frequency. Just taking a moment and listening to that is so refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. So music soothes even the savage of beasts, right? The heart chakra. Oh, your heart knows what your heart knows, and your heart wants what your heart wants. Oh, dear one, dear one. And now this has been blessed with husky
glitter.
Husky love. You can bless the bowl. The bowl is really blessed. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, she's right here. She usually sits on my feet, which is where she is right now, but I'll pull it out. Okay. I don't know, have you been following the show? I hope so. It's on Nutmeg TV, videos on demand. You can go to YouTube, and all you do is you scroll down. There's a list of great shows. You may find some other things that might, you might be interested in. But there's a lot of the town news and reports and artists, and it's quite plethora of interesting people we have in our community. We love our Nutmeg TV.
Yeah, we do.
So shout out to Nutmeg TV and
Yeah.
everyone there.
They have quite a diversity.
Well, they do a lot in the community.
Yeah, they do.
Where would we be without our local community activities? They do, and we've been through with the whole COVID season as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we have.
I'm glad that we're able to be here for you, and I hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, I was talking about karma the last show a little bit.
Yeah, you were.
Right, and so, incorporating the idea of it being seeds.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I like to stream each show for each season thematically, but I'm covering the same idea of the chakras, but I carry that through each show differently, usually following a certain theme, 1 through 7, and then I'll shift. So you may notice that. But so here we are talking about now the 4th chakra, which is your heart chakra. And as I've said, that's the center. It's the navigator between the upper and the lower. And so it's like a liaison. It helps to us to moderate between what our gut is saying and what our head is saying. It's like we have 3 brains, We have a brain in our head, we have a brain in our heart, and we have a brain in our
belly,
in our intestines, in our gut life, the 27 feet plus the stomach, and all those critters in there. And the proprioceptors and all the same stuff that I've been talking about for over a decade now. But, it is real, and we're talking about it more and more often now. So I think that, I think it's resonating more, and it's easier for me even to communicate it because I know that you're going, yeah, I know about that, or I've heard about that, or,
Yeah, as it
I've
has
heard
been.
it somewhere on Kara's Cures or something,
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's been out there more.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because, when you're a pioneer and you pave a path, it's a beautiful thing to see others on the path made easier because you paved it.
Yeah.
That's a pioneer's heart. Not everybody does everything out of money. Some decisions and paths that we cross in our life, we do because of our heart. So the seed is, always associated with our plants. And I am making the theme as the heart is our garden. And the seeds are our intentions. And we plant them in our heart. See? That's where we put the, even unconsciously. And then we may even fertilize that seed. Well, I guess the a good comparison would be this. Okay. People don't usually love someone from their head.
No, they don't.
And guess what? They usually don't kill someone from their head either.
No.
Okay. So that intention is very interesting because one could take a blade and be a surgeon of sheer magnificence.
Yeah.
And bring and create and save life. And another could take a blade and kill with that blade.
Yeah.
Now, that intention of how that happens isn't something that's coming from your head.
No.
It comes from your heart. Your heart is like this really strong mind. And as we think, it's always, because we're always talking about, I guess why I'm focusing on this a lot today, is because now that we've kind of into more consciousness and we're more awake, you're hearing everybody, it's like it's stuff that you can control in your mind. All right? your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not
But you
all.
plant those seeds in your heart.
Right.
See, you can
Yeah.
have a thought and go nowhere with that thought.
Yeah.
Okay. But you could have another thought, and you could take that very same thought or blade and plant it in your heart, and it's going to grow in light or dark, depending upon, how it's been fertilized.
Right. Exactly. I
It's
think that
interesting.
goes with the energy.
Do you like what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
I know this is a new thing. I haven't shared this.
No,
with
you haven't. No, you haven't.
But
But
yeah.
no, that's very interesting. Like
Yeah.
I said, but lighter, that all depends on what kind of energy you're giving it.
Exactly.
What kind of energy are you feeding that thought, that seed,
Exactly.
and how is it going to grow from
You know,
that?
here's a tough one for me because I still do have a very difficult time with death. Okay. And I always feel like it's, Emily Dickinson said it can be a gentleman, she would say, or a thief in the night, right? Death. And but nevertheless, death is, as far as those who are here, seems, what do you say, like permanent, exact. It's something we can't avoid.
Yeah.
None of us can avoid it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think you're going to be a vampire. So far, go into your ice building and get yourself frozen for another, or go out into the universe in a spaceship. I just don't know.
Yeah.
But we're in
And
this kind of aging time. But so we think about everything around what's in our mind, and yeah, that's important. Our thoughts matter. You hear me say that. You've heard me say that a million times.
Oh yeah.
We manifest. We begin. We get seeds, but where we put those seeds.
It, like I said, when it starts as a thought.
But that's going to go. Is it going into a beautiful light heart, or is it going into a black heart?
Yeah.
A dark heart. Where's that seed going? Because wherever that seed goes, there it shall, stay.
Yep.
It will stay there, and it will do what it's going to do, and that's why when we talk about working with shadows and things like that, it's kind of knowing your heart. You can't really hide your heart. Your heart will tell you things. It's amazing. Listening to your heart, and hearing what your heart is saying, and hearing what your head is saying, and hearing what your gut is saying. Do you hear all those, or do you think that they don't talk? What do you think?
Oh, they do.
What would you tell the audience?
No, well, you just
Tell
You
the
have-
audience. What do you think? Say what you've experienced, maybe something. For me, it always comes down to this kind of heart over head with love, and so I find that the heart and the head are oftentimes in conflict with love.
I would agree with that. It's a lot of it is.
It's almost as if the head doesn't know love.
Yeah.
Why would it be so conflictual for a head to say, well, logically, this doesn't make any
Right
sense? See?
right there,
Right.
logically.
But does logic
Love is-
then prevent us from having a heart?
No,
Go ahead. I want to hear.
no, it does, because your heart is just as powerful. And again, there may be conflict, but okay, love isn't logical, but it happens.
Love isn't logical?
No.
But it happens. Can we quote you on that? We should get a t-shirt that says, love isn't logical, but it happens. And it usually happens like, okay, yeah, you love someone for like 30 years, but they really never really loved you. But you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I fell in love with you. I mean, it happens.
It does. And it doesn't
And it doesn't just go away.
No, it
either.
doesn't. And it doesn't matter what your head is saying,
But that's not logical.
but it's not logical.
No,
Okay.
that doesn't make any sense. How could you fall in love with me?
Yeah.
Says the other
So,
person.
exactly.
So in
So-
chakra 4, and that's why I want to lead to that. So when someone has a weak chakra 4 in their heart, they have a fear of following their own heart. See? So their head will take over.
Yeah.
Even though their heart is saying, this is really the direction you should go. No, heart, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So
But it's got, so you're right on that, because otherwise there's a balance there, and
yeah.
you'll come up with the right answer. Or,
Well,
or
yeah,
hopefully
you
with the right
you
answer.
live a life of not following your heart,
Yeah.
and you follow your head. And then fear of commitment
Yeah.
is the other weak area in that area.
Yep.
So when it comes to, that kind of,
Well,
I'm going to follow my head.
Yeah.
Because if I follow in my heart, I could actually fall in love.
Yeah.
And if I fall in love, I might disappear.
Yeah.
Or, what happens.
Well, yeah, they get.
I may lose myself, or you may take everything, or whatever. It's this very interesting fear that causes the head
to override the heart. Yeah.
That's a weak chakra.
Yeah.
Now, so, his heart just wasn't into it, that's all, is another one.
Yeah.
So a person could have a weak heart where the head goes there to see if it can find out any information, and the heart goes, what are you coming to here? What are you knocking on this door for? I got nothing for you.
Nobody else
It's just an empty shell in here.
Yeah.
I've guarded my heart so long my life, but I have the other money. I have the green money.
Yes.
It's
The other
Bitcoin.
green.
It's Bitcoin now,
Sure.
Who needs that heart love stuff? It's a darn powerful force, though.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
And it can be very beautiful.
it
Very
can be. It
beautiful.
has a beautiful, but it has a dark side.
It
Even
always-
love
always
can be
does.
jealous
Sure.
and be
Sure.
be cruel. So
Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
amazing thing about love. Okay. So
Well, it's just like anything that we've talked about. There's always two sides to the coin.
there's
there's
always
always
two
two
sides, at least two.
That leads
And
to
then there's a whole bunch of stuff in between called gray matter.
Yep.
And that's kind of like what is up there in that gray matter, and then what's in here in your heart. I always say if your heart is leading you in a direction, I would spend more time, and I have, spending my time looking at what is my heart saying. Because I always know that the head is a saboteur, ultimately.
Mm.
Your ego is your saboteur. Remember, your ego's down here, too.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, it's like, so your heart is kind of like one of those solid places that, you can go, yep, I know. Well, it didn't look like it was a logical thing to do, but I jumped into the fire anyway. I don't know. My heart just made me do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, she sure has a big heart. Or, well, his heart is cold. Well, they've had a lot of things. They've had some hard times, so their heart hardened up,
Yeah.
So fertilizing this heart garden is about self-care, self-love, and
Which is what we've been talking about right
for
along.
decades. And then as you fill up that heart garden of your own, then you have something from which those kind of ways in making decisions of how to locomote through life from, down in chakra 2 are enabled through a heart brain and not just, well, that person is a locomotion. What's the word when they say someone's crazy in their head?
Loco.
Locomotive. Loco.
Just loco.
They're just
loco.
Okay, yeah. Like they're moving in all these directions and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. They're just all over the place.
So, your heart generally doesn't lead you wrong.
That's true.
It's just that the things that we learn through that heart are so hard for us to, they hurt us.
Yeah.
Things in the head, who cares? Let it roll off. But when you get hurt in the heart,
Yep.
it really, it takes a lot of forgiveness. And so, you know, one, you have to go through a process of forgiving yourself because you go, oh, I messed up there, you know, or whatever. Well, you forgive yourself, and then you have to forgive the other. And that's a process.
Yeah.
But it's a good fertilizer.
Sure it is.
Of forgiveness. And then you get greener and greener, and your heart starts to bloom more, and it starts to expand. You know, I always love the little Christmas movies. I love all the holidays because, you know, I didn't really get them much when I was growing up, believe it or not. So now I've gotten to the point. Well, it took me almost, I don't want to say how many years till I started to realize holidays are something to really embrace. But you know, the How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and it's hard. And we're coming up to a close now. We got about, I don't know. I like to give Joan a little sense so I don't cut her off in the end in case she wants something to say. We got about 5 minutes, okay. But in the How the Grinch Stole Christmas is, you know, he sees the children in Whoville. They're still singing, and the parents are still holding hands, and everyone is still celebrating the spirit of the holiday, even though all the material goods were gone.
Yeah.
And his heart grew bigger and bigger and bigger that day, like 7 times that day. And what a beautiful story, because we know that the heart has this capacity to just kind of like suddenly evolve. And then when that meets with a new evolved heart with the, oh my goodness, the beauty from that, it's glorious. He comes down the mountain and everybody gets, and you see, but it's a still children's story, but how apropos that we never lose that play within us and say, who needs children's stories? All of us do.
We all do.
We all need the children's story.
To go back to, way back
and
when you were saying we all need to play, but we all need those stories because they may have been intended for children, but they're for all of us.
Yeah. They're for
they
all
really
of us.
Are for all of us.
So,
because we all have an inner child.
But some inner children have been silenced, and they're in, you know, NDE experiences because, you know, that having this big internal world can be really scary, and getting in touch with different parts of yourself and your shadows can be really scary, and it's a hard process to go through, and it's best to have someone that loves you to go through it with, so that you're not just, you know, randomly, you know, being left with some untransitioned moments, I would say. So you know that there's a lot of ways to do that out there, and you can find a lot of ways. But do them in ways that are self-love and self-care ways, and not in the ways that are going to be, you know, pulling your body in the other direction. So take time to be going to like pure places, and that will help you to gain more clarity of all thought, mind, body, and soul, and of course the heart. The heart knows and wants what the heart knows and wants, you know. When you think of the color green, what does it remind you of? They're just little things to just take a moment. Green is, you know, you could fill it in. But green is trees and money and golf courses and tea and evergreen, and it's grass and it's cash and it's pus and it's bile and it's mucus. It's a lot of stuff. So green has, you know, an energy that can be, oh, beautiful green, and then, oh. I have to entertain because otherwise, you know, I mean, it's part of, you know, Your Best You show. But yeah, you think about that and go with that kind of sense of what that feels like, because in our heart, you know, you can have a beautiful green heart that's flourishing, or you can have a green jealous heart.
Yeah.
You know, and they're two different hearts. And so when a thought goes into those two different hearts, the blade, your
which
wand,
blade?
your
Right.
thinking, they are instruments. Okay, our words are instruments. We can do a lot of things with our thoughts before it even comes out of our mouth.
Mm-hmm.
We call a lot of that manifestations and things of that nature. But yes, your thoughts are very powerful. But remember, your heart is too. Don't forget, your heart is really, really important. It navigates your thoughts and your locomotion. So yeah, thoughts are great as long as you've filtered them through a really healthy heart. So,
Plant your seeds and fertilize them carefully.
well, yeah, you have to tend your garden.
Yep.
So if your heart is your garden, how does your garden grow?
Yeah.
How does your garden grow?
And you want it to grow with love. And with,
Yes, but with love comes the fear of rejection.
of course.
And, I'll
Yeah.
reject you before you reject me. There you go. Now I'm not going to have any love. So, oops, wait, what did I do?
What?
No, I didn't mean to do it that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, makeover, do it again, But it's the process, and I think if we approached ourselves kind of like a garden, if I just saw a plant that wasn't doing well and I just said, like this poor thing that Joan brought home to me, show it, pick it up, show the camera for everybody, Joni. Yeah, well, you can bring it up so everybody can see. And then that way, angle it in nice. I'm having Joan learn camera work a little bit, so I'm kind of instructing
it's
at
a
the same time.
cactus.
That's good. That's a nice hair. Yeah. But it was a cactus. She brings all these things that are, like I said, really almost dead. And thanks. That was great. How did that feel doing that? That was the first time for you to go up there. Congratulations. It's first time for all new things.
I showed my bracelets one time before.
Oh, okay, good. That's right. Anyway, we have to probably end up.
Yep.
But I'm glad we ended up with you walking up to the camera this time. That's great. All right. And I guess that's about it for the show, Joan.
I guess
Thanks
so.
for coming on.
You're very welcome.
I know I shared some new things. You
Yes,
want to
you
chime
did.
out for a
That's
soft. Bye. Take care. Send in much love and light.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for stopping by. Love you.
The Saybrook Fish House in Canton has been serving fresh seafood, chicken, and steak entrees for 34 years, offering 3 cozy dining room settings, a newly renovated pub with craft beer, wine by the glass, specialty cocktails, and a lighter fare menu. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Reservations accepted for parties of 2 to 42, and gift certificates are also available. The Saybrook Fish House, nestled at the crossroads of Route 44, 202, and 179 in Canton.